Hey everybody, sorry it's been a little bit since I've vlogged. I've actually just been kind of relaxing and enjoying Rick and Sandy's company. So today is Sunday and it is almost, I think it's like 6:30 p.m. and I'm back at Glacier Point, Yosemite. So I left Sandy and Rick's place about noon today and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I originally was thinking maybe I wanted to just head back west toward like Sacramento and Redding and hit I-5 and just start going north back home. But then I had a nagging feeling that I would really regret it if I didn't stay in the area and do some nighttime photography at Yosemite up at Glacier Point. So that's what I'm doing here. Long story short, I went and I can stay here as long as I don't camp here. So I can't get a wilderness permit. There's no backcountry permits unless I want to hike 4 miles from where I'm parked now in pitch black in bear and cougar country, which I'm not comfortable doing for obvious reasons. So my only other option is to stay here for as long as I want. And then when I am done doing my photography, I need to head back down the mountain roads and exit the park and then find dispersed camping area within the Stanislaus National Forest, which is what I'm pretty sure I'm going to do. I found a place and I pinned it on Google Maps and I sent that information to my mother. So if anything happens to me, she at least will know where I was intending to go. And it sounds like it's just a trailhead parking lot that will let people boondock there. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And I've got about an hour and a half until sunset. So I'm just gonna chill out for a little bit. But I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing since we last saw each other. So here it is.
Chill hours. 28 degrees is when the actual temperature of when our blossoms will die. So if you ever come out here and you walk around these orchards, you may notice these huge green wind machines that'll be in these orchards. Those will be. I noticed was a lot of mice eating the bases of our trees as well because they were.
Some of his things are probably not quite this big, but close to something like that big.
Oh my gosh.
He makes this big deal.
So when.
And you and I are probably going to say, maybe we'll split something so we can actually have some room.
We hit ignition point. Damn. Hit the point of ignition and it just went.
We got not getting too big for your britches there.
Yeah.
You're making noises
Got
over there.
cocky.
Is that Will?
Yes, Will and stuff is up.
So Saturday morning, I got up and then Sandy and I went into this little place called Indigene, and it's a cider company, and it was started by a guy that was in Silicon Valley. He was in communications, and he bought a house out in the middle of nowhere, and in order to ensure that he wouldn't have any neighbors, he bought the orchards that were by his house, so he could ensure there's going to be no development. So he started getting ideas about what he wanted to do with the orchard, and he was thinking, he could make it kind of like an amusement park with zip lines and, a water park and all this other stuff. And so he did all the infrastructure for that, and the state of California denied his permits at the last minute. So he was like, wow, what am I going to do with this orchard now? So to make lemonade out of lemons, he decided that he was going to just start harvesting them and try to get into the cider business. So he bought another orchard from somebody who'd had the orchard in their family for generations. So the orchard's about 100 years old. They've got 51 varieties of apples that they make cider out of. And not only cider, but brandy and vodka. And they also do limoncello and orangecello as well. And so we did a little tour of the whole place, got some information and tasted the ciders, and they were delicious. So I ended up buying 2 cases of cider. 2 of the 6-packs are going to Jen, and they are actually purchased by Sandy. And then I've got a 6-pack that I'm going to be giving to Ashley. So then after that, we went to a place called Inner Sanctum, and that is a winery, and we did a wine tasting there. And I ended up buying a bottle of a Petite Syrah and called Velvet Hammer. And so I'm looking forward to getting that home and having that with a delicious steak at some point. And then I kind of want to hit up some more wineries on the way home. I might stop in Lodi and see if I can find something good. There's a wine that I almost picked up at the Twain Harte Market called, it was a rosé, I think it was called Night Owl or something. It had a really cool design on the bottle. So I might try to see if I can find that somewhere else, because I didn't end up picking it up, and now I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't. But yeah, it was a really good day. So then after we did all the wine tasting and stuff, we went to a place called the Standard Pour, and she got a salad and I got a BLT, and just kind of hung out for a little bit and then went back to the house. And later on we had some dinner, and Rick grilled up some steaks, and we had Caesar salad and some more wine, which was delicious. And then we did s'mores around the campfire, and that was really awesome. So I've really enjoyed hanging out with those guys. It was awesome. A few nights. I slept really good. Their house is beautiful, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. So like all the shades were open, and it was pitch black outside, so I didn't have any problem sleeping. And it was so quiet and peaceful. It's perfect. I can't wait to get my own place in the woods somewhere. So I got a lot of ideas from Sandy about, when I finally do either remodel my little house or build a cabin, some of the places and things I'm going to look for as far as design that she's kind of incorporated into their house. Yeah, it was just a really, really good few days. The weather was good, it was beautiful, and their hospitality was awesome. So I'm going to be seeing Sandy next week at Abby and Savannah's graduation party. And oh yeah, and she bought me a sweatshirt because I was telling her that I collect sweatshirts and magnets on my trips. And so when we were at the little Twain Harte Plaza, the Market Plaza there, we went into the pharmacy where they have sweatshirts, and she bought me a sweatshirt, and it's so cute. So yeah, they're awesome people. Of course I love Jen and Jeff, and Jen's been one of my best friends for going on 11 years now, and Matt actually married the 2 of them. So pretty much her family. So now I've got a mom in California, just like I have one in Florida, and of course my own mother in Washington. So it's just kind of nice that I've been adopted into little families all over the country. And when I travel, I know that I have somewhere safe to go, that I'll always be welcome, and that's always a good feeling. Alright, well, I need to get into some clothes that are going to be a little bit better for stargazing tonight, aka something warm. And I also need to make sure I put on some bug spray because my legs... What is that sound? Did you guys hear that? That was weird. Oh. There was a couple husky puppies in the back of the truck, and they were just howling. That's so weird. Anyways, yeah, I need to get into some clothes that are going to be a little bit warmer for stargazing tonight. Sunset's going to be in about an hour and a half, and it's so weird. And I'm going to dig out a blanket or 2 so I can get comfortable and kind of mark a spot for myself to kind of just camp out for a few hours. And then I gotta make sure I'm able to pack everything up easily so I can head back down the road. Because these mountain roads are insane at night. I did that ride on Friday night, and I left Glacier Point up here at about 7:30, and I didn't get back to Rick and Sandy's until almost 11. And I was pretty much delirious by the time I got there because of the road conditions are just so windy and exhausting to drive when you're constantly looking for deer and other cars, and then there's people that get on your tail and just ride your tail. So I don't prefer driving on mountain roads, but it's the price you pay for visiting beautiful areas. So I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys in a little bit after I've staked my claim.